Hey everyone, Val here. And when I did my haul from Food Lion a couple of weeks ago, I think it's been like a week and a half ago, I got some green peppers and I said I was going to make some stuffed peppers, and I am. So someone said they wanted to see my stuffed pepper recipe, and I'm going to show you how I do it. Might not be anywhere close to how anybody else does it, but this is the way I do it. So if you want to see how I do it, stick around and I'll show you. We have 3 peppers. I'm going to cut them in half this way, the long way. This is how I do it. All right. Ooh, they smell good. All right, I'm going to remove the stem and the seeds on them, because we're not going to eat those. I'm going to put them in the trash over here. So let me finish the rest and I'll be right back. So I just removed, this is what it looks like. I removed the stem and the seeds. Okay, I've got 3 pots of, I have 2 pots of water on the stove. 1 pot is going to be for my rice. I'm going to pre-cook my rice, and then 1 pot is going to be for my peppers, and I'm going to parboil the peppers. Just going to boil them just a little bit to soften them up just a little, so that they cook a little bit quicker. I also have a pan over here on the stove where I'm going to prepare my ground beef. So I'm going to move you over to this side. Let's get our ground beef started while we wait for our pots to start boiling. So we're going to be on this pan right here. So let me go get my ground beef and I'll be right back. So we have our ground beef, and this is ground beef straight off the farm. We didn't buy this in the store. We got this from Steve's brother's farm. And so this is about as fresh as you're going to get it. I'm going to put it in this pan. I have the heat on like a medium. And what I always do is I take some Worcestershire sauce. Anytime I'm cooking ground beef, I add a little Worcestershire to it. Just because I like the flavoring that it does, and also it smells better when it's cooking. So putting a little Worcestershire on her. I have the spaghetti sauce I'm going to use is my homemade spaghetti sauce, and it's already seasoned, so I don't really need to add any seasoning to this because it's going to be going into the seasoned sauce anyway. So I'm just going to cook this just with the Worcestershire in it. So let me get this browned up. You can add some onions if you want to add onions to it. Actually, you could saute those earlier and add them, but I have onions in my sauce, so I'm not going to add onions to the ground beef. So any way that you like it, this is the way I do it. So I'm going to let me brown this up and we'll be right back. Alright, so my ground beef is browned up pretty good, so I'm just putting it here on a simmer, on a low simmer, until it gets fully browned, but it's almost there. This water is boiling, and that's going to be for my rice. So I took 2 cups of rice and put it in a colander, and I rinsed it off. So that's ready to go. I'm going to dump it into my water, and we're going to cook the rice up. And this is regular rice. It isn't the quick rice, but you can use the quick rice if you want to. Either way will work, whatever works for you. And we're still waiting for this water to be boiling so I can put my peppers in that water. Stir that up just a minute and we'll let that boil. And we'll be back with you. This water is just about boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and drop my peppers into it. And like I said, I'm just going to cook these peppers down probably for about 3 or 4 minutes just to get them a little bit parboiled, and then we're going to move on to the next step. So all of them fit in there nicely. It's going to just cook them up just a little bit. Alright, let me put about 3 minutes onto my timer, and there we go. We'll be right back. Okay, while we're waiting for our peppers to boil here, to parboil, I'm going to add my homemade tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce, and it is a bit watery, which is okay, because what we're going to do, and it has all the good spices in it, the garlic and the onions and oregano and all the good Italian spices in it. I'm going to add a can of tomato paste, and that will thicken it up. I don't put tomato paste in it when I'm cooking it, or when I'm, when I'm canning it, but I do put it in when we cook it just to thicken it up a little bit. So get my tomato paste put in there. And I'm going to get this stirred up. And I did turn my fire off. This burner is not turned on. I'm just stirring this up. It's going to be going into the oven when we put everything together. So the tomato sauce will warm up once it's in the oven. The mixture here. Get a bit of good mix up. Okay, looks good already. Okay, our peppers have boiled for about 3 minutes. So I'm going to just take them out of the hot water. Put them in the pan. You can see there's some steam coming off them. They're warm, but they're not cooked all the way through. They still are really firm to the touch. Just going to line them up in my pan. Make sure I get the water out of them. Okay, and I think my rice is about done. So I'm going to take my rice off the burner back here, and I'm going to cut my burners off. I'm going to take my rice and I'm going to strain it in the sink, and I will be right back. Okay, so this is about half of the rice. I'm going to put it into the hamburger mixture and see how that looks, and just mix it up good here. I want to make sure I have a nice mixture of rice and tomato sauce and hamburger. I don't want it to be too watery. I'm going to add a little bit more rice into there. Let me get a little more out of my pan over here. Okay, I have the remainder of the rice. So let me go ahead and put that in there. Make sure it's nice and got a nice base of rice in there. I think that's good. I'm going to save a little bit because sometimes Steve likes to use the rice to make some sugar rice. So I'm going to leave that there. And that's my mixture right there, folks. What I'm going to do now is, coming down here to my peppers, I'm just going to spoon this mixture into my peppers. Like so. I'm all about simple. I like to keep it simple. It's going to taste good, but it's going to be simple to make. I don't go too awful fancy with anything. So we like a whole lot more of the insides of it than we do of the pepper, and this will be a good portion so that for the pepper we'll have a little bit of pepper in with our sauce. So as you can see, I am going to just fill up this pan with the sauce. I'm going to use every last bit of it in there because it will definitely get eaten. But this is how we do it. Like I said, it's not really stuffed in the pepper. Alright, so there's the peppers stuffed. And now we're going to top it with some cheese, because everything goes better with cheese. We have some mozzarella. This is Food Lion brand. I'm just going to go over the top of it with some cheese. I'm going to get a good coating there. It's going to melt as we cook. Alright, got a nice coating there. I have some Parmesan and Romano cheese. I'm going to add a little bit of that too, just for some extra flavor. And we're going to pop this in the oven. I've got it set for 350 degrees. This is probably going to take about 20 minutes. The rice is warm already. The sauce is warm. The peppers have to cook a little bit. And that's how it's going to be. We pop it in the oven there. And we'll check on it in about 20 minutes. If it's hot, I'm going to pull it out of the oven. I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. It's been 22 minutes and this is what it looks like coming out. So I think it's going to be good. Everything looks like it's cooked through and we're going to go eat it. So we know we like it. We're not going to do a taste test. We're just going to cut into it and have our dinner. So thank y'all for watching. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed and you want to. We'll catch you on the next video. Bye now.